So today I'm going to show you how to take your stainless steel laser cut Cybertruck design and turn it into an actual Cybertruck. These things look amazing. So this is Steve. He is the guy who designed this Cybertruck so that we could laser cut it. What was the hardest part of coming up with this design?
Well, there are not like published dimensions of the Cybertruck other than like it's about this long and this wide, so I had to take an image, overlay it onto like a block and kind of chunk it out until I could fold sheet metal around it and then figure out how I could make it in a way that you can then cut it and bend it. So going from the solid design to something you can bend into it was quite a challenge.
Pretty ingenious. Luckily, Fusion 360, which is a free program that we'll have a link for in the description as well, has tools for bending sheet metal, which hopefully made it a little bit easier.
Oh yeah, there are all sorts of things that you can do. You can define your sheet metal thickness and what angle you're going to bend it, but this was all just kind of drag and bend and drag and bend.
And we did all of this for fun. The designs for these are free. I will put those in the video description. When you go to laser cut these, and we'll walk you through the whole process, this one ends up being about $60, and the small one ends up being about $20, also using a code from Oshcut. Everything will be in the description, and we'll walk you through that right now. So in order to get your own laser cut Cybertruck made out of stainless steel, you need two things. One, you need Oshcut's website, which I'll get to in a second. The second is you need the file to download, which is free, coming from Steve. If we head over here to, is it called Thingiverse?
I think it's Thingiverse. And
we have it here, the design, and if we tap the Thing files, it opens up two different downloads. We have the large Cybertruck and the small Cybertruck.
Once you're on Thingiverse, feel free to check out my profile link here, and you can see some of my other designs. I don't have a ton up here, but you can see we have the Not a Wheelchair ornament as well.
Which is sick. The Not a Wheelchair ornament is something that you can just 3D print on any normal 3D printer and then pop the wheels on any color you want. And it's an exact replica of the Not a Wheelchair I built my wife a couple years ago. So I'm going to download both of them just so I can show you what they look like. And once I have those files, we just head over to oshcut.com and hit get a quote. Then we can just take the file like this, drag and drop it onto this little window, and Oshcut will do all the calculating and calibrating for us. So the Cybertruck, the large one, is made out of 20 gauge stainless steel. So we're gonna hit this, go to stainless steel, and 304, which is the shinier finish and what the Cybertruck is gonna be made out of. Once we click that, and then we just hit use this material. And it passed inspection. And we do the same thing with the small Cybertruck. If you're just gonna get one at a time, obviously just do one. Gonna select material, stainless steel, 304, and we're gonna go 24 gauge and use this material. Just for kicks and giggles, I'm gonna go into the design a little bit, and we can click on this 3D model and see everything that's gonna be laser cut out of the piece of metal or laser etched onto the metal. Just kind of fun. Heading back to the cart, I think let's just press forward with the small one. So I'm gonna remove the large Cybertruck.
When you actually submit the 24 gauge smaller design, there will be some warnings that come up because the design is pretty small, but we've already gone through and worked with Oshcut to optimize this design so that it will cut properly even with those warnings.
Basically ignore the warnings. Once you've created an account with Oshcut, it's free, just hit continue. And then if you're getting more than one part, sometimes it can nest them together and give you a discount because Oshcut doesn't make you pay for the full sheet of metal, which is really nice, just the portion that you're using. And I'm gonna give you a code here in a second which brings the price down. Now we just put in the shipping address and then hit continue. And here's where you can rush your shipment. If you really need your Cybertruck next day, you can pay quite a bit of extra money, but we're fine just doing it in the normal flow of things. And then we pick a shipping. I'm gonna go USPS. And continue to billing. Now this is where you can input the code. The code is JerryRig1, all in caps, and we hit add. And what this is gonna do is just gonna get rid of your setup costs. Oshcut was nice enough to bring the price down for everyone since it's just printing the same thing over and over again. Super easy for them, cheaper for all of us. So for me, the end price for this ends up being $21.53, not too bad. The discount code also only works one time, so if you plan on getting more than one Cybertruck, now is the time to do it. Once you hit final confirmation on the order, ones and zeros flow through the interwebs all the way to Oshcut's facility, here in Utah. where a sheet of metal will be placed inside a laser about the size of a small room, and your Cybertruck will be lasered out in the course of a couple seconds. We're going to watch the whole thing just for kicks and giggles, mostly because it looks cool and it doesn't take very long. This is obviously the large Cybertruck. The one we'll be bending is the small one, but the process is the exact same. Once it's cut, it gets shipped, and this is what you'll end up with when it arrives on your doorstep. When I start bending, I'm going to start with the tires, but it's kind of hard to get this wrong. We're going to do a 90-degree angle right here at the top of the tire, and another 90-degree angle right after that, so that the tire is slightly offset from the body. Then we'll bend another 90-degree, and another 90-degree, and then we have the tire for the Cybertruck. And we'll do that same thing 3 more times. You can use a pair of needle nose pliers for this if you'd like. Just make sure that there's some kind of protection between the pliers and the metal, or else it'll get scratched up. This 304 stainless, since it's so shiny, does get scratched up very easily. The top of the Cybertruck, with all of its engraving, is pretty pristine. The backside might have a few more imperfections because that's where the laser punches through, but it still looks pretty cool. Next, we will bend down both sides, as well as bending down the windshield and the front bumper, along with the bumper tabs. These are coming in at a 90. This serrated edge right here is also going to come in at a 90. And it's going to go into that tab here in a second. Once that latch is in through the tab, we can start with the back side, bending the tailgate down, as well as the undercarriage. And there we have it. A fully bent laser cut Cybertruck design out of the same material that the real Cybertruck is going to be made out of whenever it comes out. Hopefully the little guy ties us over until the big guy can finally get finished. If you end up with fingerprints on the metal after everything is folded, you can just take some isopropyl alcohol and a soft cloth and wash it all off. And that is it, your very own laser cut stainless steel Cybertruck. I think it turned out pretty good.
I think so too.
So I will leave all the links for everything we talked about in the video description. Huge thanks to Steve for creating the design for us for free, and for Oshcut for dropping their prices for everyone as well. Pretty cool community we have. Since we're building a Hummer though over on the main channel, I think we will have to design a Hummer next. A stainless steel Hummer. I guess it would be an aluminum Hummer since Hummers are made from aluminum, right?
That could be a fun challenge.
He might not be on YouTube, but he is on TikTok.
Yep, check me out at steveplus.plus, same handle.
I don't do TikTok, but I'm sure it's great.
It's where all the cool kids are.
Okay. Coming out with me on Instagram and Twitter, the normal social medias. And I will leave his socials over here. And thanks again for watching. We'll see you around.